Today is Friday. Have you ever had a day where there just was not enough time in your day to get everything done that you needed to get done? Trust me, this was one of my days, and I even got up early today to get some things done early so that I wouldn't end up being at this point of my day. So anyway, so this is the second time I've done this. The first time didn't really turn out very well. And so we're just going to start, and we're going to continue talking about the heart, only we're going to talk about it through the breath and through meditation. And also some mindfulness. So the card that I pulled for today is about letting go of being right, and I think that's pretty appropriate for the time of life, or the time that our world is in right now. So many people are insisting that they're right, and then somebody else on the other side, they're right, and there's so much clashing together, and that's what creates so much anger and fighting and unrest. And so we want to change that and look at life from the heart. But today I will realize that being myself and letting others be themselves is far more important than being right. Value and worth are not dependent on being right, and I'm striving for love in my relationships, not superiority. I won't hide behind being right, but will just let myself be who I am. So let's just think about that, and then I'm just going to go through what we're going to do today. I'm not going to have very much of a physical activity because we want to be outside, and you can take your practice outside. In fact, what we're going to do today is a very nice one to be outside with. And the first meditation is what's called the five senses, like seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. So this all helps us be very aware of ourselves, of our bodies, aware of our environment. And a lot of times we have a tendency, we get so busy in life, and we just need to stop and slow down and take these different senses and see what's out there, see what's in your environment, what's close to you, what's far away from you. So anyway, this exercise is called the five senses and provides guidelines on practicing mindfulness. And you can do it quickly if you wish, or you can do it, I like to do it outside walking. And that could even be a game that you play with your kids. I mean, this is a very adaptable practice. So we'll follow the order and of the five senses. So we'll start with, notice 5 things that you can see. Look around you. Bring your attention to 5 things that you can see. Pick something that you don't normally notice, like maybe a shadow or a small crack in the concrete, or the light that you see, or the sun, or the trees. Or listen to, if you have your child with you, listen to what they see, what they hear, and look at life and be mindful at life through their eyes. And so just taking that time to look and to see what it is that you are seeing. And breathe in as you're doing that. So we'll take that time to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. The next is 4, we're going to find 4 things that you can feel. And notice what those 4 things that you can feel could be. Maybe if you're outside, it's the breeze that's blowing across your skin, and maybe it'll rustle the hair on your arms and you notice that, and then maybe they'll stand up a little bit. And there's also the surface, maybe what you're wearing, maybe the texture of your pants or your jeans. Notice what that feels like. Stop and close your eyes and feel them, and take a breath when you feel that. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you feel, if you're inside, you can feel the texture of the carpet. And notice what that feels like on your fingertips. Your fingertips are very sensitive. And so you might notice a little something different with that. The next thing we'll go as we're walking along is a hearing. What do you hear? You know, if you're outside, maybe you'll hear the traffic. Maybe you'll hear the trees, the wind blowing. Maybe you'll hear people walking, or cars honking, or maybe you'll hear a siren. If you're inside, it could be your animals. You will hear them meowing. I've got the cats, and or the dogs could be barking, or there could be chimes playing outside in the wind. So all these things, and again, as you take it in, you can feel free to close your eyes and just let that permeate your being. And so as we're noticing what we're hearing, breathe in and breathe out. And do that again. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to notice 2 things that we smell. So smells can be pleasant and they can be unpleasant. So notice which way it's going to go. Maybe if you're outside walking, you're smelling the flowers, which also has a dual purpose. You can see the flowers. Or you can smell the trees. Or if you happen to walk by a garbage can and you smell the garbage, you know, that's all part of having the privilege of smelling. If you're in the house, maybe you smell a diffuser with some essential oil in it, and it causes you to have a very pleasant memory. And now we'll move to the final one. The last one is, what do you taste? So I have a cough drop in my mouth right now, so I taste that cough drop. Maybe you will take a sip of water or a sip of tea and notice, what does that taste like? Just take that time and let that be. Close your eyes and let it be in your mouth. If you're outside walking, maybe you'll taste the air that as you're breathing and you're walking, and or maybe as you take a sip of water. So all kinds of things that bring our awareness to ourselves, what our environment is like. So I'm going to go over this again with 5 senses. 5 things that you see, 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you hear, 2 things that you taste or smell, and one thing that you can taste. It's a nice, easy way to remember those five senses. So take time right now and just allow yourself to be very aware of all those senses that we have been given. They're for us to enjoy, they're for us to share, to give from our heart, and to receive into our heart. So let's just take a deep breath in and let it go. Breathing in and breathing out. Now before we go to our next meditation, we're going to move a little bit, not much, but just some. Just coming into some cow and cat, seated cat and cow, rocking back and forth. Bring the shoulders back, lift the heart, and stretch and flex your spine. Rolling in and coming back out. Nice. All right, coming straight up, nice and tall, and rock side to side. Noticing, being aware of your senses. What do you feel? You're feeling your sit bones sitting on the chair, rocking side to side. All right, good job. Now we're coming back up to center, and we're going to make big circles. So we're just going to begin to roll around. Just take your time, and if you're comfortable to close your eyes, you can. Alright, we're going to come back up to center, stop and pause, sitting up nice and tall. Allow that energy to flow from the bottom to the top and back down to the bottom, and reverse your direction. And make about 5 big circles. And when you have completed your 5 big circles, stop and pause. Breathe in and breathe out. And we're going to move now into our mountain meditation. So if you need to shift around a little bit, if you need to come and sit in a chair to do this, you may. If you want to sit more on the floor, you may. If you want to grab a pillow and sit on a pillow, do that. Make yourself very comfortable, because this is about 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that your body is very comfortable. We don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is the mountain meditation, and this is adopted by John Kabat-Zinn in the guided mindfulness meditation and stress reduction. So getting into a comfortable position in your chair, or sitting on the floor or the mat or your pillow. Sitting upright with feet flat on the floor if you're in the chair, arms and legs uncrossed, and hands resting in the lap, palms up or down, whatever is more comfortable. Allowing the eyes to close gently. Now, taking a few moments to get in touch with the physical sensations of the body, especially the sensations of touch or pressure where the body makes contact with the chair or floor. Noticing the gentle rising and falling of the breath in the chest and the belly. No need to control the breathing in any way. Simply letting the breath breathe itself. Continuing to rest with your eyes closed softly if you can. As best you can, always bringing this attitude of allowing and gentle acceptance to the rest of your experience. Now picturing in your mind's eye, as best as you can, the most beautiful mountain that you know, or have seen, or can imagine, just holding the image and the feeling of this mountain in your mind's eye. Letting it gradually come into greater focus, observing its overall shape, its lofty peak, the large base, rooted in the rock of the earth's crust, its steep or gently sloping sides. Noticing how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving. Perhaps your mountain has snow at the top and trees on the lower slopes. However it appears, just sitting and breathing with the image of this mountain, observing it, noting its qualities. And when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body, so that your body, sitting here, and the mountain of the mind's eye become one. Sitting here, you share in the massiveness and the stillness of the mountain. You become the mountain, rooted in the sitting posture. Your head becomes a lofty peak, supported by the rest of the body. Your shoulders and arms become the sides of the mountain. Your buttocks and legs become the solid base, rooted to your chair. And with each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little more a breathing mountain, unwavering in your stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, rooted, unmoving presence. Now as you sit here, becoming aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, and day becomes night, and night is followed again by day, the mountain just sits, experiencing the changing of light in each moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. And it remains still as the seasons flow into one another, as the leaves turn color in the fall, and snow and ice blanket the mountain in the winter. Spring comes, the birds sing in the trees once again, and the streams overflow with the waters of melting snow. Through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on the surface, by the world of appearances. People may come to see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it is not a good day to see the mountain, that it is too cloudy or rainy or foggy or dark. None of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and clouds may go. Tourists may like it or not, but the mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by the weather, by whether people see it or not, or by the weather. Perhaps in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, over hours, over years, we can become the mountain, embodying the same unwavering stillness and rootedness. We all experience our own periods of light and darkness, storms of varying intensity in the outer world and in our own minds and bodies. We endure periods of darkness and pain and savor moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, experiencing a weather of its own. By becoming the mountain, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our willingness to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings and sensations are very much like the weather on the mountain. The weather in our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. And in holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, and much more if we can come to listen. And so, in the time that remains, continuing to sustain the mountain meditation on your own, in silence, moment by moment, until you are ready to open your eyes and allow this to settle deep within. Hold it dearly within your heart. Lifting my hands to sky, being thankful and grateful for another day to live, to love, to share. Bringing my hands together, come all the way through to heart. Bringing my mind and my body through the heart. May you be happy. May you live in ease. May you be free of suffering. Namaste.